What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Uriah with the Hub of Fantasy Football and my co-host.
Foley for the first time today.
And he's not upset about his gold medal being messed up, right?
Yeah. Just so you know, I am the reigning champion. I just want everyone to know that.
It doesn't matter in 26. So look, anyway, we're going to get started and we're going to talk about free agents first, and then we'll move on to running backs in the draft. Let's start first with DJ Moore. This is take 2. So DJ Moore to Buffalo. Do you like it?
It's an upgrade for Buffalo. I don't know that it fully solves everything. He's an outside receiver. He's technically an X receiver, like they've been looking for. We've been saying for so long they need. But he's still better, like playing inside routes and breaking route. But they still don't have this sideline catch. Maybe he's a Khalil Shakir upgrade.
He's 2.0 on Shakir. I agree with that. I think I would almost say the best wide receiver in free agency? ?
There is a certain man by the name of Mike who we'll talk about later that I would put above him. But I mean,
yeah, you're right. I like him. I would like him a whole lot better there. But we'll move on. Let's go. We'll kind of breeze through this. Tutu Atwell, bad. He's a wide receiver in a dumpster fire. So.
Yeah, so we're on the Dolphins here. They add Jalen Tolbert and Tutu Atwell and Malik Willis. They get rid of Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle. Yeah, it's a bad situation. I'm a big fan of offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick, as I've said before, but man, he's being set up to fail here. It is Malik Willis and Devon Achane, and maybe Malik Washington breaks out. I don't want anything to do with this.
I would probably Achane, if he stays at Miami, will probably have 80 receptions, 100 receptions. That's the scary part.
Is he like Christian McCaffrey this past year, where he was just the only weapon on the team because everyone else was hurt?
Could happen, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't really either. I'm just out. I don't want to touch Miami.
All right, move on. Romeo Doubs to New England. We saw how awesome he was in Green Bay. He's got a better quarterback, but he's still he's a number 3 in a group of number 3 wide receivers who are already there.
Just like he was in Green Bay.
Yeah.
So he'll be stepping into the Stephon Diggs role, and I think that's fine. What's really going to be interesting for the Patriots is if they can acquire A.J. Brown. They've been pushing hard to trade for A.J. Brown. Philly so far has just been asking a little too much for him. But if they can get him, then suddenly this receiving room looks pretty good. He's kind of excited about Drake May.
I will say this would be the year that I would throw draft picks for this draft for A.J. Brown.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not a good draft.
All right. We'll move on to another dumpster fire. Geno to the Jets.
Geno Smith to the Jets. It's so weird. Like they're not completely doing what Miami is doing with the fire sale. They bring in all these old guys. Geno Smith, Minka Fitzpatrick, Demario Davis.
Franchise tagging Brees. I mean, I think Miami's doing it. Tear it to the studs, get on some rookie contracts, and just know that you're working for next year.
Yeah, but here's my criticism of both the Jets and Miami is I'm all for tearing it down, understanding you're not competitive right now. Let's build up draft capital. And the Jets are doing that to some extent. They're just bringing in some veteran presences. That's fine, I guess. But why are you building around your running back with both of these teams? Franchise tagging Brees Hall, trading away everyone but Devon Achane for Miami. Like, trade away Achane too. You should not. It's just bad team building to make the running back the centerpiece.
In this day and age, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Rico and Pity City to the Steelers. What do you think about Pittman and Rico?
You're on a different list than I am, but yes, I mean that is the Pittman deal is fantastic for Pittsburgh, for whoever the quarterback's going to be, and we have no idea who that'll be. But I think he's a great.
What do you think about the big mix of running backs that are there?
Yeah, no, I don't think I want to touch the backfield. I mean, is Dowell just stepping into the Ken Gainwell role? Is he going to take away from Jalen Warren. I don't know what to think of Dowdle. He had those like 3 amazing historic games, and then he was just kind of crap the rest of the year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, they did lose Ken Gainwell and Calvin Austin, which Gainwell was so good.
He's just such a good player. Shout out Mississippi.
Yeah, shout out Mississippi, absolutely. But Pittman's going to be good if he has a good quarterback. I think that's a really good landing spot.
All right, so let's move on to this one. I'm interested in what you think about this one. David Montgomery to the Texans.
Logan folks on your list. I thought we were going division by division.
Hey, I'm bouncing around, buddy. Bouncing around.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, talk about, we've talked so long about Tennessee and Baltimore being these wide receiver graveyards of just these old, washed up guys. Houston with running backs is becoming bad. And Montgomery's still got some gas in the tank. Don't get me wrong. I love Montgomery, but it was a good one for Detroit. It's bad news for your boy Woody Warren.
I know it is, and I was going to ask you about that. I love Woody. Do I think he's a feature back? No? Question mark. I think he's a third down back. He's great catching the ball out of the backfield. So is Montgomery going to go into the Chubb role? Or are they just going
to? Yeah, like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to be the early down back. Probably get more snaps than he did last year unless they go out and acquire someone else.
Yeah.
Which is a possibility.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they did manage to trade for Devon Acham and it's
that would be a fun backfield though.
But yeah, I mean Montgomery's, I don't know, he'll probably go about in drafts where he went last year.
All right. So we'll go on to the Colts. They had a few. First one, Daniel Jones. Is he the franchise?
Well, they don't know. That's why they did the transition tag because, I mean, he's got the injury. That's part of the issue here, right? He tore his Achilles. Even before that, like he was starting to taper off a little. He was playing hurt.
Well, I mean, he had good games, and then he would have bad games, and the defense carried him. So, I mean, yes, and it really was. So here's my problem. The next one, Alec Pierce. Okay, look, the kid from Cincinnati can get past people. I will give you that. But is he worth that big of a bag?
I guess it depends on how you look at it.
Would you rather had him or Michael Pittman?
I'm kind of on a watch on that. Like I think they're on about the same level. Like Pittman, they're slightly different skill sets. The difference is Alec Pierce. It's the mystery box thing, right?
Yeah.
Alec Pierce could still develop into being better than Michael Pittman, and we know what Michael Pittman is.
But why? Okay, so why are NFL teams so hell bent on the what if? Why can't you just take what you have?
Again, it's the mystery box.
Oh man!
For those who don't know the bit, it's you win this game show and you get a choice between a mystery box or a boat, and your wife's saying, "Take the boat, take the boat."
Yes, you take the boat.
Well, but a boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
You have a boat or a boat.
Yes. Michael Pittman is Michael Pittman, but Alec Pierce could be anything. He could even be Michael Pittman.
Oh, man.
But again, people do think maybe Alec Pierce can be better than Michael Pittman if he develops his route tree a little more. He's definitely fast. As far as the money, like the money's it's not wide receiver 1 money. This is what a high-end wide receiver 2 gets paid in today's NFL, $29 million. I think where it's interesting for me is like, don't compare it to other wide receivers, right? Because if you compare that contract to other wide receivers, it really just comes down to when they got paid.
Yeah.
Yes, he got paid more than Amon-Ra St. Brown, or similar to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but that's because St. Brown's deal was a year ago, and the prices just keep going up. I would say compare it to other positions. Like, would you rather spend $29 million on Alec Pierce or Trey Hendricks?
That's a good point. And look, and I will say this, and this is for all you NFL GMs who are listening to this great podcast with me and Foley. Hey, lock up your people ASAP so you don't have to spend that big old bag later down the road because you're waiting on,
What are we time you sign this contract extension, it sounds absurd at first. Like the number sounds, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then 2 years from now, it's a deal.
Yeah.
Because the cap just goes up every year.
All right, let's move on to the Colts' other great wide receiver acquisition, Laquan Treadwell.
He must be a great guy. He must just be like the ultimate locker room presence.
He's a heck of a guy. I agree with that. Where? I don't know. Anyway, that was.
He has to be.
Look, that was.
He plays special teams. That's really what it is. Like, he's a special teams guy. That's why they bring him in.
Okay, well, what about the next guy? Nick Westbrook Ikinye, or however you pronounce it. Is he a great guy too? Why do everybody get so hung up on 40 times also?
Oh, we'll talk about that on the wide receiver show.
Oh, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself.
I've come around to this idea that every team just needs
really fast person.
Yeah, like you need the vertical threat. Like, you want this to be your number 4 option, but if you can just once or twice per game get behind the.
This is your Hail Mary option. City man, Hail Mary. Send Treadwell in. I'm sorry. All right, let's move on. Now this one, I'm excited, but I'm afraid for the Jags. Chris Rodriguez Jr. Is this warming up Tootin? Are we getting ready for Tootin? Tell him.
Yeah. Chris Rodriguez is nothing special. Like, he is a depth player, and I can't imagine he will ever be more than that. Obviously, they got rid of Travis Etienne. So,
did you pronounce that right?
No, I'm sorry. Travis Etienne.
It don't even look right.
It's a quick rant here, guys. Look, I am all for, when you come into the NFL, tell people how to pronounce your name. That's fine. We want to pronounce your name correctly. But what I am not all for is repeatedly, it's not consistent how you pronounce your own name. Because he said it's pronounced ETN, and now he's saying actually it's Achan. And it's like when Cooper for Philly came in a couple years ago from Iowa, and he was like, oh, actually it's DeJean. But I have since seen him on video saying DeJean. Like, he calls himself DeJean, but it's like, oh, please call me DeJean. Just know how to pronounce your own name. That's all I'm asking. I'll pronounce it the same way you want it pronounced, but we've got to be consistent here.
I totally agree. Yes. Now, this one I'm excited about, and I know you're going to poo-poo me. Wan'Dale Robinson, Titans.
It's fine. I don't hate it.
Look, I just like Wan'Dale. And look, it's, to me, if you put Wan'Dale and Alex Pierce, they're closely the same. But I know what you're thinking, and I'm not gonna say you're wrong or not. That's just where I'm coming from. But once again, you paid so much money for Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, it was.
Why?
Yeah, like
I mean, I like him, but it's not worth that.
Right. He's fine. And I think about when Cam Ward was in college, and neither of us are crazy about Cam Ward.
No.
But when he was in college, he had the slot receiver. I'm blanking on his name now. He was slow as hell.
Restrepo.
Yeah, Xavier Restrepo. Yeah. That's right. And maybe Robinson, who's much faster than Restrepo, can fill that role, like that slot role that he just did not have last year.
Yeah, maybe.
Something. And obviously Robinson has the connection with Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator. Really, all the Titans have done this offseason is they're bringing in people who know Robert Saleh. And
what gift does Wan'Dale Robinson give Brian Daboll? What kind of gift? It's got to be good.
Like the Yeti cooler, like quarterbacks get their offensive linemen every Christmas.
Loaded with like beer? Yeah, it's got to be something awesome.
Yeah, those days.
All right, let's go ahead.
No, let's go on.
All right.
He wants to take a Conquo as well, which
you liked him though, didn't you?
I did. I always expect.
All right. This is just a re-sign. J.K. Dobbins, Broncos.
But they made it a big move.
Yeah, look, I hate to say this because I am not a Broncos fan, but Super Bowl?
They're trying.
Man, that's a good pickup.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle is a very good player. I think it'll be really interesting, him and Cortland Sutton on the field at the same time. I would kind of wonder if they're going to move on from Cortland Sutton at some point.
Yeah.
And try to run with Waddle, Franklin, and the rookie they had last year. I'm blanking on his name, who was really good in the playoffs until he got hurt. So,
look,
I was definitely very good.
Look, fantasy wise, beware. We've always said this conversation that you're going to get Sean Payton third down. Hey Waddle, come on out. Let's put. Yeah, Little Joe. Yeah. Anyway,
now, and to your point, there are going to be fantasy people who say, "Oh, Jalen Waddle's going to be the new Michael Thomas." Ever since Michael Thomas 2018, every Sean Payton team, they're like, "Who's going to be the new Michael Thomas in this offense?"
Look, and we'll talk about this later on down the road, but please, for the love of God, don't go chasing waterfalls. It's not there. I mean, what Waddle is. That's what he's going to be next year. Probably a little bit lower. His quantity will probably be bad, but his quality will probably be great. So
also on a similar note to don't go chasing waterfalls, no scrubs.
I like it. Speaking of scrubs, Justin Fields to the Chiefs.
No scrubs.
This means nothing to me. Like I said, I don't like a liar. I'm not big on Justin Fields. I hate Fields. Dude, you don't remember the whole scandal at Georgia? Okay. He was at Georgia, and he said that they were racist, and he had to immediately have his waiver signed so he could move on. Had to.
Ohio State.
The next year, he tells his sister, hey, Georgia's a great school. You need to go there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you can read about it, but I mean, I can't trust somebody with character flaws. That's a character flaw if you're just going to straight up lie, and then the next year tell your sister to go there for softball. So,
I've disliked Fields ever since his rookie year, when in preseason, his first preseason game, he said, "Oh, the game was slow to me."
Yeah. Well, he was lying about that too. All right, moving on. Ken.
More importantly, look, all that matters about Fields is he might start for 2 to 4 games if Mahomes' recovery is slow.
Yeah.
I think Mahomes will probably be back week 1, though, so it really doesn't matter. What does matter is Kenneth Walker.
Oh, great pickup. Just phenomenal. Great move by the Chiefs.
A little frustrating for me because I really wanted them to be the ones to get Jeremiah Love, who we'll talk about later, now that they're out of that market. But yeah, it's a good pickup. Are you going to trust him in fantasy?
It's the Chiefs. That's my problem. It's my problem. He's probably going to be great. I probably won't draft him where his value is from other people drafting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he's probably going to be a bottom of the first round, middle to late first round, early second round. And I don't know. I mean, you don't think so? That's what I'm saying. I bet everybody and all the talking heads are going to be like, Kenneth Walker is great. I just don't know. I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't either. I mean, I'm already having visions of him breaking out for 30 yards, getting tackled at the 1 yard line, and then they hand it off. They bring in Kareem Hunt for a goal line carry.
Or Kelsey with the toss. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
But it's a great football move. Great football.
Look, yeah, this definitely improves the team. I just don't know about it for fantasy.
And if I had it teed up on this phone, I'd be like, don't want no scrubs. Kyler Murray to the Vikings. Mini-me.
Let's talk about it, because I said on the last podcast, and I meant it then, and I mostly mean it now, that I am out on Kyler Murray.
Okay.
But here's my but.
Is he better than JJ?
He might be better than JJ. And let's talk about the football move and then the fantasy part.
Yeah.
From a football move, I'm totally with it for the Vikings. It's veteran minimum. They're getting them for $1 million.
It's a steal.
Yeah, this is a former rookie of the year who has played elite level football. Been a long time since he's done it consistently, but he has done it. You've got Kevin O'Connell, who before last year had this amazing track record with quarterbacks. Guys like Joshua Dobbs. I think if anyone can get the most out of Kyler Murray and build an offense around him, it is Kevin O'Connell, which gets me into the fantasy part of it. This is going to be one of those high risk, high reward plays. If you draft Tyler, and I do think he'll probably be the starter, maybe he won't, but maybe he'll be in competition with JJ, but I think Kyler will be the starter. If you draft him, James,
wow.
if you him like you drafted Justin Fields last year, that's great. It's a high upside play, but it's also a high risk play. And so you need to have a couple of safe options at quarterback to go with him.
Look, for me, he'd be like in your position, like when you draft your 5 quarterbacks,
yeah,
he'd be number 5. But no, look, in all serious, what I'm saying is you can't trust that you can't. But
no, I'm with you. Like I don't think it's going to work out. Honestly, I would rather have JJ McCarthy out there than Kyler Murray personally.
Yeah.
But like I can understand the rationale. My problem with it is, again, I'm not as much of a Kyler hater as you are, but I think it's probably been since 2021 or 2022. So we're talking 4 or 5 years since he's had consistent high level play.
What was
more than like 3 or 4 games in a row?
He was rookie in 20, wasn't it? Right. Okay, so he had two really good years. So I mean, I'm not gonna
when he got hurt, which I think was in 22 when he got hurt. That's when he has not been the same since then. And Clayton Tune had to fill in for him the next year. It was a mess.
Ooh, that was a hot mess.
He was more good than bad. And since then, he's been more bad than good.
All right, so we'll move on to, I don't think he's a scrub, but Tua to the Falcons.
Kyler Murray than Tua.
What?
Absolutely.
I was going to say start Tua over Penix. 100%.
I know. I think I'd go Penix. I don't.
I think it's a great move.
The only thing I like about this move, is that it's putting the 2 lefties on the same team.
That's the only reason you don't like it.
No, that's the only reason I do like it, because part of my problem with lefty quarterbacks is you've got to flip your entire offense for them.
Yeah,
your protection is completely backwards. The receivers you did have on the right have now got to go line up on the left because the routes are flipped. But if your backup is also a lefty, you're not really changing anything. It's the same thing all year. That's great. I just don't think Tua is a good quarterback. He had one amazing year and a couple of okay years with Mike McDaniel. He was terrible before Mike McDaniel and Tyreek Hill got there, and he was terrible again once he got concussions and Tyreek Hill got killed. He's just not a good quarterback, and I think he's gotten worse with these head injuries. He's good at one thing, and that is getting the ball out and not reading a defense, but just being told, throw it right there and trust that Tyreek Hill will get to that spot.
So
great.
So, and see, for that reason, I think Bijan and London and Pitts would be great for him.
Maybe, but he's still like, that scheme is a little with Stefanski. It's just a little bit different, and he's going to be asked to do a little more. He doesn't have an arm. Like he can't throw deep. He's never had a deep ball. He's got a noodle arm. I just don't see it. I'd rather have Penix, and I'm not big on Penix, but I'd rather at least see what Penix can do in year 3 than pull with Tua, who we know is garbage.
I like Tua, but anyway, we'll move on. The only person I got for the path, AJ Dillon. Yeah. I mean that's the only offense I got. I don't really think John Mechie, which is another.
I mean, shout out cancer survivor John Mechie. That's cool. But yeah, I will. You know what their best move was on offense? Rasheed Walker, left tackle, who is like he's a fill-in, their main left tackle. I'm blanking on his name. It's hard to pronounce his name. He's very good, but he's going to be out until late in the season with injury, so they need someone to come in. Rasheed Walker's not an amazing left tackle, but I think he's a fine plug-in at left tackle, so that you can trust I mean, they've got to draft a running back, right?
I would think so, but who knows? Let's move on to a interesting sign. Travis Etienne to the Saints. How do we feel about that? What's up? What's going to happen to Kamara? Is he gone?
It seems like Kamara's going to play one more year and then pass the reins. So this is going to be a weird looking.
Yeah. I don't see either one of them winning. That's my problem with the backfield there. So, and they get a wide receiver in the draft. What if? I have good hopes, but then you just kind of ruin it with this whole running back by committee with 2 number ones, and I don't know. I like it, but I don't.
It's fine. I think Travis Etienne is the kind of player I would just never sign in the NFL for, like, the contract is just a little too rich for a player of his caliber. He's not bad, but he's just
not great. Yeah.
Just try to draft someone. And I don't even like this running back class, as we'll talk about in a minute, but I'm not interested. I'd rather go sign Rico Dowdle for cheaper. But
yeah. Or this guy, Kenneth Gainwell, to the Bucs.
Yeah.
Would have been a great move.
I'd rather get Ken Gainwell on his deal than Etienne on his.
Oh, I think that would have been a phenomenal move.
But as is, Ken Gainwell goes to Tampa Bay, where he will be with Bucky. So it'll be a little annoying for Bucky, but you can kind of think of it like this. Zach Robinson is the offensive coordinator there now, my guy who was with Atlanta, and like Bijan and Tyler Algier, who we'll talk about later, I'm sure.
Yep.
So
hey,
that was fun, Bijan.
And I will say this for fantasy. Hey, Bucky isn't going to have any carries within the 5 or the 10, probably.
Okay.
That's going to be he's going to have some, but like that's going to be Gainwell all day.
Like I said, you think about the year Bijan just had while ceding a lot of those carries to Tyler Algier, he was still able to have success. I kind of feel the same way about Bucky this year. I don't think Bucky is obviously anywhere near as talented as Bijan, so don't hear what I'm not saying.
Is Bucky's second round on Bucky, right? A grade? Yeah, I get with that. Now, I love the BYU phenomenon.
Sorry, before we move on from Tampa, though, obviously the bigger news is they do not have Mike Evans anymore. What do you think of the wide receiver room without Mike Evans?
I am fine with it. I think it will be, wide open. Let's go. I think it'll be just like it was before. It's just you're not going to have Mike Evans. Yeah. If that makes sense. I think it's going to be the same as what it was. It's just without Mike Evans.
Yeah, they're missing a little, but like Mike Evans, is the best one to run that team for good. I love it, but yeah, I think they're going to be fine. They've got so many,
they have some good players.
Mika Igbokwe, Tez Johnson, Jalen McMillan, and I'm forgetting at least one, so they're going to be fine. But they do lose their best wide receiver.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Cardinals and the great BYU hope, Tyler Algier. What?
What a messy backfield.
Look, it is. And I like Tyler, but is he a number one? That's kind of a muddy water, but are any of their guys number ones? So, yeah.
I've always loved James Conner, but he's getting old now, coming off injury. I don't think he's a number one anymore. Tyler Algier, I think, is a phenomenal number 2.
Yeah.
You'll hear me compare players when we go through running backs. You'll hear me compare a lot of them to Tyler Algier, probably.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, they're fine. And then the young buck,
Trey Benson. I had a lot of hope for him. I don't know if I can carry it any further, but anyway, let's move on to.
Let's
go ahead.
Arizona for a second. 3 more things to note, actually. Isaac Seumalo, offensive lineman. That's a good move for them to beef up their O-line. But more importantly, Gardner Minshew and Kendrick Bourne come in. So Minshew competing with Jacoby Brissett now, I think Brissett wins that job,
I would think so too.
especially with Minshew dealing with injury, torn ACL. I think it's Minshew's job to lose. Brissett's job to lose. And Kendrick Bourne, who Jacoby has played with in New England, so there's some familiarity there. I mean, he's going to be the wide receiver 3, but something to monitor.
All right, and let's go on to our final one on my list was the great late Mike Evans to the 49ers.
Not late. Exactly what the 49ers have been missing, and he's going to take them to the next level. He's going to make Brock Purdy, a.k.a. Mac Jones.
You mean Brock Purdy? He's going to make Brock Purdy look like Brock Purdy.
I think it's a great move. If you think about what they were missing with Brandon Ayuk going crazy because of the substations, like they just didn't have that true X receiver that we talked so much about last year. And Evans is better than, even at this point in his career, Evans is better than Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, even if you took Ayuk's insanity away, Evans is a better player and better at that role. So this is a huge up for them. I know they're losing Jawan Jennings, which sucks because, they could still re-sign him.
Well,
he's still unsigned.
The great white hope, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah, white boy Ricky's there. They've got all the gunshot victims.
They got that covered.
Yeah, but I really do think Mike Evans takes this to the next level. It's probably bad news for Christian McCaffrey because McCaffrey was just the only target.
Yeah.
He's getting all the passes. Now Mike will command a lot of looks. But it's good news for Brock Purdy, and it's a slight downgrade for Mike just because nothing's going to be better than Baker Mayfield for Mike Evans. But it's still a good situation for him. I'll still draft him.
All right, so let's transition on to the great running back class of 2026. And I would like to preface this with first off saying for all our listeners, I am coming at this as a NFL GM right now. I'm not going to dive into fantasy for these guys yet because I want to see where they go and all that. But I'm coming from a GM stance and what I would do. So let's start with, I think, everybody's number one, Jeremiah Love. I'll let you go ahead.
Dude's great. The dude is fantastic. He's so good at everything. He is an athletic freak. I'll just get this out of the way right now. Uriah on the last podcast talked a lot about the underwear Olympics and all, and there's an extent to which I agree with him on that the draft is overrated, but it is good for some things, and I don't care about it for quarterbacks at all, but I care about it more for running backs and wide receivers. And where I care about it is if you do bad, I don't care what you do on the field. If you did bad, I'll just say, hey, if you were good on the field, if you were fast on the field, I care. But if you run fast on a 40 and I didn't necessarily see you go that fast before, I'm wondering, is there even more to your game that we haven't seen yet? And it's not like we didn't know Jeremiah Love was fast, but I mean, this guy is like, what do you weigh in at 220, 230?
Yeah.
And a 4.3.
He is a physical unicorn.
It's amazing.
So
I don't. What is he bad at? Tell me.
I will be the devil's advocate on this. Now I'm coming from watching the games. Like I said, I watch all these guys. Some good defenses shut him down. So that's a question mark for me. Can you, if first of all, Notre Dame doesn't play the greatest teams in the first place. So when you go and play the good teams, how do you perform? And if some of those good teams shut you down, it makes me have questions. He is a stud. He is fast. But my one that you always go to is his pass protection very good. I didn't really see that. But like I said, Notre Dame isn't really a great passing school. So I'm worried about those two things.
Yeah.
Now,
look, I've stopped trying. After last year, I've stopped even trying to project pass protection to the NFL because New England drafted, what's his name, from Ohio State, who I was like, this
Henderson.
guy's the best. Yeah, this guy's the best pass protector, running back prospect in a long time. And then he sucked at pass protection in the NFL and couldn't stay on the field because of it. I just don't know how to reject that to the NFL, but it's a fair point.
I know. And look, and where I'm going to come from this is, would I take Jeremiah Love where he's going to be taken? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I do like him. I'm not going to say that. I do think he is the best. But I think if you move down the list, and we'll talk about them, I think that group, like he'd be tier 1 and those guys would be tier 2. And I think I would be fine with tier 2 banking on projection down the road.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a pretty steep drop off between him and everyone else.
I don't, but I understand that.
Huge drop off, honestly. I've got him on my big board right now. I've got him
Titans.
12. Now I've got him number 12. So like he's I just don't see he's not going to make it to 12. He'll be drafted before I would.
The Titans will take him.
Yeah, here's the thing. I can talk myself into their offensive line being good enough for Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
But they just need a wide receiver. They need an edge rusher.
They need a lot.
Yeah, and those things are more important.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, take him, trade down, and pick up my favorite, Jonah Coleman. But we'll get into that. Oh, dude. All right, look, we'll move on. I think everybody's.
I'm sorry. I don't want us to undersell how good Jeremiah Love is. So what I will say is, after contact, he has 4.3 yards per attempt.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a guy who's very hard to tackle. I think if there's something missing from his game besides pass protection, it's that he's not the best in the world at avoiding tackles altogether and juking one out. But he's hard to bring down, which is what we said about what's his name last year.
Well, and I'll say, and I'll counteract that. The man averaged 6.9 yards a carry, which 2 years in a row, great. But I always go back to the level of competition. Not that great. Which leads me into how does there Dejarin,
I believe.
Price. He was the number 2.
Yes.
Okay. I don't like him. And my reason, and I would like for everybody to understand this, when I say this, is because, okay, you got Jeremiah Love, boom, banging on people. And then he comes out. What is the defense going to do? They're going to let, and then here comes Jadarian. Is he fast? Yes. Is he great? I don't know. Is he good? Yes. Yeah. But I mean, those defenses are not preparing for the run. And that's what I
was going to say. Yeah, is they lighten the box when Price comes out. I will also say, so one other thing to note about Love that ties into Price is, I do separate rankings for gap scheme running versus zone scheme running.
He really does, guys. He really does. He gets that particular.
Yeah, and then I do an overall that kind of just combines the two. But Jeremiah Love is the only one who's in the top 5 for both schemes for me. I think he's very good in both. Price is a zone-only guy. Like, he only took 45 attempts from gap schemes. So he's really a zone guy, and he's much better at zone than gap. I wouldn't trust him in something where you're running a lot of power. He's better when he gets to the outside. So if you're running that kind of thing, sure, you can use him. But if you want to run a lot of power, Price is not your guy.
And I will say, both of those are questionable on their catching out of the backfield. Love is more, but Price is not.
I actually think they're both pretty good. I mean, it's not like they had a ton, and yeah, Price only had 6 catches, but so it's not like there's a huge sample size, but that
right there tells me everything I need to know with you going, they're fine. Okay, so what I'm fixing to do is I'm probably going to mess your whole board up. I'm going to go to my number 2, Jonah Coleman. Jonah Coleman is a stud. Now, look, he is MJD-like. He is a little bowling ball who is fast, and he is going to do work. Now, saying that, I do believe the only way he is productive in the NFL is if he gets on a good team with a proven number one and he can play the third down and hope to move up eventually. But he is great, I'm telling you.
What happened to your whole why don't you play more good defenses? I mean, he wasn't good against Ohio State when he actually did play a good defense. But he played a lot of scrub defenses.
I sometimes I'm telling you, I'm just going by what I saw. I do understand the level of play. I do, and I will. You're right. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I just really like him.
I get it. Look, most people like Jonah Coleman, from what I can tell. Like consensus, he's going to be a top 5 running back. I do not like Jonah Coleman, and I'll tell you why. I think he's better. He's not feasible in a gap scheme. He is okay in zone, but like, and he was productive in zone, which is what he mostly played for Washington. But he's just not elusive. Like, this is not a guy who gets away.
Yeah, he's a bowling ball. He's going to run you over.
And when you're running zone, especially, I need you to be able to get to the outside and get away from defenders. And he doesn't do that. Like, it doesn't work. Yes, he's 5'9", 220, 228. He's huge. He is jacked. I get it. Like, I do understand why people like him. I just don't see it. He's not, and he gets brought down for someone that big. Like,
well, and the other thing, he is phenomenal out of the backfield. He only dropped one pass his whole career at college.
Yeah, this year he's got 0 drops this year.
Yeah,
you're right. 30,
he had 89 passes or 89 catches.
I will give you that. He is a very good receiver out of the backfield. I will give you that. It's just, I don't know, man. I think his contact balance is bad. I think his quickness is bad.
So, okay, so I'll speak on the quickness, and this is my down on him. He dances. He wants to get in the backfield. He's a bowling ball, run him over, but a lot of times he will dance and try and wait too long. That's his downfall to me.
That's
so.
Like, I'm not hitting on you. I don't see it for him. He's my let's see. He's my RB11.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
I mean, in zone, let's see where he is in zone. He's RB5 for a zone scheme.
Yeah, I don't do all that, but I get it. Let's move on to another player I really like, Mike Washington Jr.
I'm with you.
Look,
I don't love him because I don't love anyone but Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
But I like him.
Look, the bad, okay, so first of all, huge, 6'2", 225, 4'3", I think, at the combine. Homeboy is fast. He was great at the Senior Bowl. My knock on him, can he get out of the backfield? He also does a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
But if he can hit that hole, if there is a hole and he can hit it, he's gone.
Yeah, and he's kind of the opposite of what I've said about the last two, where I think he's a lot better in gap than zone. But he's not like, you can use him in zone. He's not just useless in zone schemes. He's just much better if you're running power than trying to break him to the outside. Like you said, where he'll start dancing if he does have to break to the outside. You can just create a hole for him and send him up there. I think he's pretty good. Algier. I might comp him to Tyler Algier.
See, I was thinking somebody, he's bigger. He's just too big anyway, I get it.
Algier's not as tall as Mike.
No.
But
he can catch out of the backfield. I think he had one drop last year.
One drop. That's right. One drop.
He's good. Yeah, I like him.
I mean, he is my RB4 overall.
Okay.
And I think he's a third rounder. I don't have any running backs in the second round, but I do have Mike Washington as a third round pick.
So the only running back you have in the first round would be Love, right?
Yes.
I agree with that.
And then I've got 3 going in the third round.
I don't hate that either. So is your number 3 Emmett?
Emmett is my number 3, and we still haven't talked about my RB2. But yes, Emmett Johnson is my number 2.
Interesting. Okay. I love Emmett Johnson. He is a chain like. Is the only way I could really good out of the backfield.
Yeah.
My only problem with him, once again, is who he played and his production from the year before to last year. I mean, he blew up last year. I mean, I know he had Dowdell in the backfield with him getting all the touchdowns, but I mean, if you're that good, you have to be able to take away from your number one running back and be the number one. I don't know if that really made sense.
Against Iowa, who has a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like he struggled against Penn State. He struggled against Michigan. So there are knocks for sure. Here's my favorite stat about Emmett Johnson: 68 missed tackles.
Yes.
Like he is top notch at forcing those missed tackles. He has that elusiveness to his game that I think is really good. Is when you touch him, he's going to get brought down. Unfortunately, he's not good at escaping tackles once you wrap him up, but he's hard to touch. And this is where it gets confusing sometimes when you think about running backs, because everything was said about him, you would think this is a zone guy who breaks to the outside, but
no, he's
really isn't on gap.
Yeah. I like him, but he's not a running back number one.
I don't think any of these guys are really.
Except for Love.
Yeah, Love. Love is it. Love's the only one I would want as a bell cow. Anyone else, I just want them in a committee.
Yeah. I do think they could be good, but I do agree. I think everybody is running back 2. So I get that. Who do you have? Let's see. Who's your number 2? Don't say Allen. Oh my God.
Like I like Kaytron.
Wow. Anyway, okay, go explain. I want to hear this.
It's good. I mean, I'll just read off some stats: 1,300 yards, 6 yards per attempt. So what we just said about Jeremiah Love having 6.9 yards per attempt, Kaytron Allen has 6.2. 18 catches. That's fine. He's not an amazing receiver, but it's fine. That's not the main thing I look for in a running back. Better in gap than zone, but still quite good in zone. Has a lot of experience with both types of running schemes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, 57 missed tackles, 17 carries of 15 plus yards. These are all metrics that I'm really drawn to. I like Kaytron Allen, 5'11", 219, so perfect size for a running back. Had good competition. It's not like he played a bunch of scrubs this year. I know the beginning of this season he wore a bunch of scrubs, but eventually, I mean, this guy faced Oregon, Iowa, Ohio State, Indiana. Did
you see what his stats were during those games?
Some of them were better than others, granted.
A lot of them were better than others.
Indiana was his worst game in his season for sure. But like he was pretty good against Oregon. He was quite good against Iowa. I'm not looking at just raw rushing numbers. I'm just looking at advanced metrics. So yeah, I think he's like, again, I'm not saying this guy is a bell cow or anything. Mm-hmm. I don't think he is. But when I look at all these guys, I think he's more versatile. That's my main thing that I like about him. He is more versatile than these other people we've been talking about. As much as I do like Emmett Johnson, I think Kaytron Allen is more versatile than him. You can use him in different ways more than you can Emmett Johnson.
I can't get behind that. Look, the only thing Kaytron Allen is good at is blocking. That's it. And he can he can block and he can hug a lineman. He will get right up in the lineman's butt crack and follow him wherever he's going. But other than that, no, I don't want no part of him. Take Singleton, who is much more explosive than Kaytron Allen. Much more.
Isn't the only thing. Granted, he's not very explosive, but that's not the only thing in the world. Look, to be honest, if there were anyone, if I were to change my rankings at all, it wouldn't be to move Emmett Johnson up. It would be to move Mike Washington up all the way to 2. Actually, like the more I think about it, the more I kind of wish I were doing that.
I'd be fine with that.
My metrics tell me not to. I'm going with full licks here. They told me to stick where I am, but I'm going to shout out one more name for you. This is a super dark horse. It probably won't work. He's probably not actually going to be good, but I am interested. Terry and Stewart.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say anything bad. I, I
I don't know. Played Busters for Bowling Green.
yeah, he was great at Bowling Green, which comes into look. A lot of college players are good at the FCS. Not everybody is Power Four, or Power Four, and that shows. And I think that showed with him, but he's still good. I'm not going to say he's bad. I get that.
He did not win the starting job right away.
Yeah.
He got injured. When he came back from injury, he did win the starting job with this like huge game against NC State. And okay, he was never good and as good as he was in that game again, but he was still decent in a pass-happy team, and he was sharing the backfield. But so he only ended up with 469 yards. He wasn't. But when he had the ball in his hand, particularly in zone, I don't care about him in gap at all, but particularly like I can imagine him in a Shanahan scheme or a Mike McDaniel scheme. He's shifty. He is very, very shifty. So again, I don't think it's going to work. He probably will be out on the street within a year or two. But there's a chance that if he gets the right opportunity, that he could show something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I do want to say Nick Singleton. I do like him, but he is going to drop because of the injury. Once again, I mean, like you said it, none of these guys are just like blow my mind. I mean, even Love doesn't blow my mind. Is he a physical unicorn? Yes. Do I love him? I don't know. I mean, I think he's going to be good, but I don't know if I could bet the house on him. Look, I do have a few that I do, and I'd love to see what you think. Seth McGowan, Noah Whittington, and my dark horse, my diamond in the rough,
Please don't say it.
Razul Faison.
Okay, thank God you didn't say it.
Who's just who you thought? Who?
I'll save that. I want to tell you my least favorite running back at the end of this.
Okay.
But yeah, Razul Faison from South Carolina. Like, I'm not impressed, but
Dude,
look,
I'm telling you, he's special. Now he may not transition to the NFL, but he's special.
yeah,
I know.
I'm not going to fault you for shouting him out or anything. You know, he's the ultimate Jag to me, as are the rest of the guys you just said. To be honest, I mean, of everyone you said, maybe I can kind of see it with Nick Singleton. No, honestly, the ones you said, Noah Whittington is the one I'm most interested in.
No.
Did you say Noah?
Yeah, I said Noah. Yeah.
Yeah. He's so short.
Yeah. I agree, but
He really didn't look quite good this year. I'm honestly surprised consensus doesn't have him higher. Like, it sounds like he's going to be a very late round pick, and that kind of surprises me.
oh yeah, I get that. All right, so bad. Is that what you wanted to talk about? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I'm going to apologize up front because there's a part of me that doesn't ever want to go out of my way to call out someone who's bad. But I mean, this is this guy's career that we're talking about, so I want to be mindful of that. And I'm sure he's a great guy. But my God, the fact that people want this player, some people like this player, and it's because of things he did years ago. Jaden Ott for Oklahoma is so bad.
I wouldn't say he's bad.
He's bad.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to give it to you. I don't think he is.
And I get it, like he got hurt this year, I think. But
everybody on Oklahoma got hurt this year. So
yeah, that's true. 2023 with Cal, he was great. Hats off to him. He was fantastic that year with Cal. Ran for 1,300 yards. He's just gotten worse every year since. And this year, it was not just it was bad from start to finish. He did not have one good game.
I think I could lump him in with a lot of the other running backs. So that's the reason I really wouldn't say he's, like I said, I'm not going to go on board as saying, like you said, bad, but I think, well, you sometimes your rankings are a little off. But anyway,
They're directionally correct. What I like to say is they are directionally correct.
okay. Well, hey, we will see. That's what I will say. You got anything else?
Not on the running backs. I figured we could do another mock draft if you wanted.
Oh, goodness. I tried to do one today, man, and it was just like, I felt bad because I didn't know if I was being wrong or. Anyway, go ahead. So go ahead.
Let's do it.
Come on now. I just don't think I follow, like, I feel like everybody's like, oh, we got to have this person. I don't follow that sometimes. So I go for knees.
Yeah. Let's go to the top 20 this time.
All right.
We did top 10 last time. And then in our next episode, we can do a full first round mock.
It's first 20.
Oh, okay. Somebody has multiple first round picks and they have picked 20.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it. I went odds last time, so I'm going to make you do odds this time, which means you get the Raiders. If you want, we can try to make a trade happen. I know you don't want them to take Mendoza, so if we want to make a trade happen, or you just want to take some.
No, I'll go with I don't like it, but I'll say Mendoza. I mean, I don't like it, but that's where he's going. So
You're at the GM, bud. All right, that puts the Jets on the clock, who also will pick at number 16. Not going Jeremiah Love. Not going Arvell Reese. Don't really like Arvell Reese. I mean, it's got to be Ruben Bay, right?
No, but okay.
Oh, no? Who would you have taken?
Actually, I would have either went David Bailey or Averill Reese in that order.
Yeah, David Bailey was my next on the board, but I like Bain a little bit more. He's just so strong and powerful, but I like David Bailey.
All right. Since he slipped, I will take Reese. 100%. And I will say this off the top of the board. If I was the Raiders, I would trade down. If I was the Cardinals, I would trade down. But go ahead. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna dive that deep into it.
So the Cardinals are taking Arvell Reese.
Yes.
I like him, but I have a little bit of concern anytime you're asking a linebacker to transition to defensive line. So I'm still, I think he'll be good, but there is at least a question mark with him. Anyways, I've got the Titans now. I'm not doing it. I'm not taking Jeremiah Love here. It's just too early. I'm going to give them David Bailey.
Good pick. Okay. I too will be skipping, and I will take Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs, safety. That's a good landing spot for him. I'm a little down on. I love Caleb Downs. I don't think he's actually the best safety in the draft class, as much as I do like him.
I like the kid from Oregon. I think he's the best.
Dylan Thieneman. Yeah, that's my safety number one. But I do like Caleb Downs, and I can imagine John Harbaugh wanting him in New York. Now we have the Browns on the clock, and as much as I have been giving them someone like Carnell Tate,
you got to go Francis.
I am going to go not Francis Maui-Noah. I'm going to go Spencer Fano, who I think is the best tackle of this class.
I will take Jeremiah Love with Washington, and that will be a great fit.
I can bring myself to click it. It could be a good fit.
Oh, it will be good. Interested on what you're going to do with this, because me personally, I could not pass up on Francis Maragona, or however you say his last name. Great tackle. I couldn't pass up on him, but you're probably going to go wide receiver, right?
I am looking at Sonny Styles here, actually.
And I would love that too.
It's a good. I think Maui-Noah is the best player available. Don't get me wrong. And so I kind of want to go Maui-Noah for that reason. But their offensive line situation is not bad in New Orleans. So I think I'm going to go Sonny Styles.
I like it. I like that.
Well, I adore Sonny Styles. I think he is the best. He's the best player in the draft. It's just that it's at a position that's not very valuable.
I will say here, give me Carnell Tate. And what's his face? Patty Mahomey will probably love that pick.
I think he will. I think you're absolutely right that he will. What a slide for Francis Noah, by the way. I'm tempted to take him here for the Bengals just to make the slide.
I know, but you got to go.
It's an help.
But you got to go the Oregon safety, right? You got to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just going to talk through my reasoning here. Maui Noah, I'm interested in. He could kick into guard, but I think they need more help on the defense. I love Mansour Delane. The more I watch him, the more I like him.
Oh yeah, he's great.
But I think with the Bengals specifically, their defense fell apart when they lost Jesse Bates.
Yeah.
They might just need a great safety to come in here. And that might be, can I make myself do it? No, I can't. I'm giving them Francis Maui Noah.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to mess you up on this one. The Dolphins should probably pick an offensive player right here to sell tickets, but I'm going to go to Mansour.
Mansour Delane is so good. I think that is a great pick. I love him. I think he was the best available.
Now, you have to take Oregon, right? Dylan, you got to. Look, I know I may be crazy, but Dallas, if they were smart, they would take 2 defensive backs in the first round and just shore it up because everything else they've built so far is great.
So I'm a little annoyed because I did a mock for Dallas earlier and Mansour Delane was still there at this pick. And I was really happy with how that mock turned out. So I'm aggravated that he's not here. I'm thinking through my options here. Like, if you wanted to future proof in case, so they've got George Pickens on franchise tag. If he doesn't come back next year, you can have Denzel Boston or Mekhi Lemon waiting in the wings. There's a corner that I love.
You got to go defense.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they need safety help as much as I like Dylan Thieneman. I'm going to really throw you for a loop. Are you ready for this? You're not. You're going to be disgusted by this pick. Chris Johnson from San Diego State.
What?
I know.
It's your party. You do what you got to.
It is a reach, I know, but I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Chris Johnson, San Diego State. I'm making a statement here that he's worth a first-round pick.
Give me Monroe Freeland. You have to have that. You have to go there if you're the Rams. If he's there.
Monroe Freeland, tackle for Georgia. Baltimore Ravens, who kind of need everything. They got poached this offseason. So, I mean, here's what
you have to go Malachi Lemon, don't you? You have to.
Lemon. Lemon would not be the wide receiver I would take.
Okay. I would think Tyson?
Denzel Boston.
You are stuck on Denzel Boston, aren't you?
If I were to go wide receiver, it would be Denzel Boston here.
Who are you going?
I'm gonna take Dylan Thieneman. Here's why.
Dylan
Thieneman.
No. Foley, no. Look, you're letting your emotions get you on this one.
Isn't that exciting to think about?
You can't do it.
Why not?
They already have safeties. They're good.
They got Kyle Hamilton, who's the best safety in the NFL, but pairing with Dylan Thieneman, that doesn't work. Okay, fine. You've talked me out of it.
No, look. I love him, but you got to have offense. That poor offense. I mean,
you're right. I'll go Denzel Boston. I know, obviously, people like some of these other receivers more, and I do love Mekhi Lemon. I'm sure he'll go off the board very soon. I have Denzel Boston just ahead of him, though, and I think he's more of a fit for what Baltimore is missing. So now Tampa's on the clock.
Now, I will tell you where I would love to go. I would love to do Sadiq. But, man, I am just so worried he's going to bust. I'm so worried about that. So, saying that, I couldn't do it. Give me Akeem.
Akeem Mesidorf?
Yeah.
Nice. A high-risk, high-reward guy. He was so good this year, but he's also 25 years old. So, go either way.
Look, this year, and just so everybody knows, this is all the COVID class. So, that's why you have all these 80-year-old players. Anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Jets are back on the clock. I got to refresh my memory of who I took last time. Reuben Bain. So they got their defensive line help. Now, who we pair him with? Let me consult my list here. You know what? This pairing Mekhi Lemon with Garrett Wilson, I like. I think that's a good place. Mekhi Lemon to the Jets. Sorry, Mekhi Lemon. I just ruined your career, but
you did that. Okay. Oh man.
Why?
Gosh.
Offensive line flicked. Always need pass rush help. They lost Alex Anzalone.
I know. I want to go CJ Allen just because I think that's what they need. But Keldrick Falk, man, is a stud. He is, but I'd be smart right here and I would go Allen.
Okay. I'm also not crazy about either of them. What I'll say about Keldrick Falk is I think he should be a defensive tackle, not an edge rusher. Like a 3 technique defensive, penetrating defensive tackle. Falk reminds me of who was the Texas Tech edge rusher that the Raiders drafted a few years ago, who was just this athletic freak, but he wasn't at all polished. Or you could say Kayvon Thibodeau. Like he's that kind of who's very athletic, but doesn't actually have a great technical skill set.
I know who. You better draft him here. You better draft him.
Yeah, this is it.
You got to.
Well, Dylan Thieneman has slid far enough. Here we go. Put him in that Brian Flores defense. I love it. I'm here for it. Dylan Thieneman.
Okay. So, this is what I would do here. I would take Sadiq.
Yeah.
The reason I would take him is because on the Panthers, I feel like you got to swing for the fences. You've had mediocre with Bryce. You don't know if you got a good Bryce or a bad Bryce. And I think you have to swing for the fences and just get somebody who could potentially blow up.
So this is a really, really funny one for me. And I'm not totally disagreeing with you. So there's a guy in the Panthers front office who, when he played football, he played tight end, but his name is Dr. Eric Yeager. He is a data whiz. He's an analytics whiz, and he hates drafting tight ends early. He doesn't see the positional value of tight ends. And so it's going to be very funny if they end up taking Kenyon Sadiq. I feel like he's going to be arguing with the general manager, asking them not to do it. But here we go.
And,
I get weird.
And honestly, they probably should play it safe and go with like Tyson or another wide receiver. You're probably going to say Cooper, but that's probably what they need to do. But man, I just feel like you got to swing for the fences to me.
That's fair. Like, yeah, I get where you're coming from for sure. So yeah, the Cowboys made the weird pick earlier and this is the last pick of the draft of our draft, by the way. Earlier they took Chris Johnson,
Who?
State. Everyone saw it coming, I'm sure. I'm looking through my list right now, and I'm not loving it. No, I know who I'm taking. I know exactly who I'm taking. Caden McDonald. It's Caden McDonald. He might be one of the safest players in this draft. He's just going to be a very good defensive tackle. So he's my pick out of Ohio State. And we got some teams that we were drafting for have multiple picks.
Oh, you're fine.
Did I pick for the Browns earlier? I think so. Yeah, Fano was my pick. So I'll pick for them again.
Go back to that. Go back to what they need. Oh man. Look, if they could get those other teams already took him. I was like, man, if they could have got Tyson, that would have been nice.
Yeah, it would have. I mean,
you got to go the guard, right?
Yes, but not Ioane. Ioane is not my top guard. I think he's good. We're just going to make it's going to be Emmanuel Pregnon for me. So by doing this, we're going 2 offensive linemen in the first round. James, I hope you're happy with that. You didn't get your offensive weapon that you wanted, but
man, look, you pair those with Sanders. I'm sorry.
No. Deion Sanders will be well protected between Fano and Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon.
Well, Deion's only got like 2 toes. How's he going to run? Oh, you mean Shador? Okay, I got you. I see what you're
Oh,
saying.
yes, Dion, I meant Shador. Yes,
Yeah.
I meant Shador. I bet. So you're on. This was your pick before, so I'll let you take this one for the Chiefs. They took Cornell Tate earlier. What do they do now?
Who we got? Tate. Go to defensive back.
Let's see. Go corner and safety.
Ugh.
Yeah, I like.
Give me edge. Give me edge now. I don't like any of those.
I like Pons. Okay.
Oh gosh, trade the pick, bro.
Yeah, you get to this point in the draft, it starts getting great.
Oh god, I guess I would say Parker just because he's number one up there, but I don't like it.
Yeah, before I pick him, I'm just going to check who my best available edge is. I would go R. Mason Thomas personally.
In fact, either one, I'd be at this point. I'd throw this pick away.
And then the Dolphins, who got the pick from Denver.
Are we going all the first round?
Well, it's because some people had multiple first round picks, and so everyone in the top 20, if they had a second first round.
Oh, okay. I got you.
This very last one, and this is Miami. We just skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks to get to.
Oh, please take Casey Concepcion, please.
Oh man, I'm sure he's still here. You want to? They have him as the best available. I would not take him this high.
He is the best available.
We'll do it. He's a decent deep threat, I guess. There you go. There is our first draft. So just to recap for our listeners, I know this isn't as fun for the people that listen and don't watch, but Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders, Ruben Bain, yes, Arvell Reese to the Cardinals, David Bailey to the Titans, Caleb Downs to the Giants, Spencer Fano to the Browns, Jeremiah Love to the Commanders, Sonny Styles to the Saints, Cornell Tate to the Chiefs, Francis Maui Noah to the Bengals, Mansour Delane to the Dolphins, Chris Johnson to the Cowboys. That's the one everyone knows. Everyone knows Chris Johnson is a great corner. Monroe Freeling to the Rams.
The steal of the draft would be that one right there.
Freeling?
Yeah.
Freeling? Yeah, I'm not crazy about Freeling, to be honest. But Denzel Boston to the Ravens, Akeem Mesidor to the Bucks, Mekhi Lemon to the Jets, CJ Allen to the Lions, Dylan Thieneman, now that's a steal.
That is.
To Vikings, Kenyon Sadiq to the Panthers, and Caden McDonald to the Cowboys. I'm only reading off the top 20.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right, that's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it. Just a reminder that I am the champion. And on our next podcast, we'll talk about wide receivers and tight ends. And that'll probably be our last one. He's trying to strangle me right now through the camera, like a ring. I'll go through the screen. That'll probably be our last one before the draft, huh?
When's the draft?
Sometime in April. It's I think like April 23rd.
I mean, we can get the wide receivers and tight ends. Is that what you said? Yeah.
I could do wide receivers and tight ends, and then that will be our last one before the draft.
Yeah, and then we'll do the draft, and we will have a rankings of drafted players.
Yeah. Talk who was right and who was wrong. No, I don't mean between you and me. I mean about the player.
Oh, I was just saying I was right about. Okay, anyway, I'm joking. All right, look, hey, guys, loved it, enjoyed it. If you like it, please like, subscribe, check, click, bing, ding, bing, whatever you want to do. Hey, do it all. Love you guys. I'm out, Foley. Hey. Oh. I would like to show off my comic from the early 90s. Get you some. Anyway.
I didn't know you were a collector. That's right.
Oh, I do. I collect all kinds of stuff. All kinds of junk. You can see over here all this crap. Anyway, I love it. But anyway, I'm out. Foley?
All right, I'm also out.
Later, guys.